As an official OG in the game, young men tend to ask me questions. And the questions are usually something like how to handle a situation. But a lot of times it's about women, all right? And young men, if you want to know things, you ask questions. But you ask qualified people, all right? So you don't ask a bum about finances. You don't ask a gay guy about heterosexual relationships, all right? Seek out qualified information, all right? So I'm qualified information to a young heterosexual man that wants things that young heterosexual men want. I am definitely a go-to source. So I got a question asked to me. Prayers. I'm a virgin and I want to have sex. How do I go about that? All right. So the things that attract women are vast, and the things you must do to attract them is a lot. But we're going to skip all that because that's a whole nother lesson in itself. But if you want to go about having sex with a woman, you must reach different goals. So you got to set small goals. And these goals lead up to the sex. All right. So first goal is to get a woman to respond to you. Okay. So I'm about to lay out the goals for you, young men. This in succession. All right. First goal is to get a woman to respond to you. So that's the most simple, but the most hard also. Yes. Because it's a simple high and a high back. You win. You're winning right now. If she said a high back, that's a response. So now you must move on to step 2. Getting a conversation. All right. So women like men that they know. All right. Even if they don't know them. So when you sent that hi message, guess what she did? Or, well, if it's available information about you at that moment, she will seek it. That's why it's harder to talk to women in person these days, because they don't have your profile in front of them. All right. So when you're online, let's say Facebook, Instagram, or something like that, they're going to go to your page. All right. And they're going to look at who you are. And that determines if they set that high back. So you're actually doing 2 steps in one if your profile is up to par. Okay. A lot of guys got bad pictures. A lot of guys don't got much on their profile. That's a turn off to girls. You know what I mean? If they can't figure something out about you, it's a turn off to them. They don't want to lose. They don't want to take on a bad bet. They want to read about you first. So you got her to say hi, and now you're starting a conversation because she went and checked you out. So you want to have a positive conversation also, you know, because you can argue with a woman in her inbox and that's the conversation, but that ain't the one you want. So get the initial hi, get a positive conversation going. After you get a positive conversation going, you want to initiate the meetup. All right. Whether this is a date, a walk in the park, possibly even a booty call. Like if you're setting up booty calls, then you didn't need my help anyway. But maybe that's just where the conversation went. All right. So, but if that's where the conversation went, you actually cutting out a couple steps. Good for you. All right. So, so it's the high, a positive conversation, and the proposition of meeting up. And if it's a yes, then you must meet up now. So let's say it's a date. You want to have a meetup that is preferably you two, only you and her. So when you go out to a date or a movie or something like that, of course there's other people around, but technically it's just you and her. You don't want to go out with her and her friends. All right. That ain't what you want. You failed if she want to go out with you and her friends, or meet out with her friends and you meet her there. Okay. You failed. All right. I say move on. She don't like you that much. You only want to go with women with high interest in you from the get-go, all right? So, you get to the point where it's just you and her together. Let's scratch the booty call, okay? Y'all had a movie, or let's say you had dinner, all right? So, the meetup has to be positive, all right? For you to, that's a step, have a positive meetup. So it's a high. It's a positive conversation. It's the proposition of meeting up. It's the exception of meeting up. Then it's the positive meetup. If you have a positive meetup, then you can propose the sex, all right? And it don't go this quickly also. So a positive meetup might be 2 or 3 times, all right? You got to know when to propose this question, all right? So the question after that is, it ain't even a question. It's like being intentional. You want to have sex with her because you like her. She should want to have sex with you if she like you, you know? So you propose the question. It ain't got to be a question, you know what I mean? Like I said, however the interaction goes. So when you get to that point, boom, you in draws after that. If she says yes, you made it. So I made it real simple. It's not that simple, but these are goals to know if you're on track to get in the draws. Okay, so to reiterate, the initial high, a positive conversation, the proposition of a meetup, the acceptance of the meetup, a positive meetup, the proposition of sex, and then sex. All right. So I guess it's 7 steps. I just made that up off of the top of my head, but that's how it goes. If you think it's another way, let me know. All right. So again, as an OG in the game now, because the brother getting old. And if you got any questions, go ahead and send me an email. Send me a Facebook message, something like that. And I'll try to help you out. So y'all have a great day. Holla!